What's really going on with the Menendez family? In less than 48 hours, both Erik and Lyle Menendez, names that once shook America to its core, have been denied parole. But wait, that's not the whole story. Right after this shocking decision from the parole board, Talia Menendez, Erik's stepdaughter, usually behind the scenes, suddenly speaks out. And this time, she's anything but quiet. In a series of posts that set social media on fire, Talia exposes what she believes to be injustice, deception, and manipulation by the system. A new battle has begun. And this time, it's not in a courtroom. It's right at the heart of public opinion. Title: Erik Menendez's daughter speaks out after Lyle is denied parole. This week, drama didn't just knock, it kicked the Menendez family's door wide open. First, Erik Menendez, famously serving time for the 1989 murder of his parents, was denied parole for another 3 years. The California Parole Board came in hot with a list of reasons that read like a prison rulebook gone wrong: drug smuggling, computer abuse, violent behavior, and yes, the ever-iconic illegal cell phone. Then, less than 24 hours later, his brother Lyle Menendez got his turn, and got slammed with the same fate. Parole denied. The reason? Anti-social behavior. Translation: the board thinks he's a little too good at pretending to be polite while possibly plotting rebellion in his spare time. Now, just when you thought this couldn't get any more Lifetime movie-ish, enter Talia Menendez, Erik's stepdaughter, fire in her belly and iPhone in her hand. Talia wasted zero time. She lit up Instagram with a series of no-holds-barred reactions that would make even a real housewife clutch her pearls. "You can all judge me for being angry," she declared to her followers. "I'm standing on 10 toes for our family." And if you're unfamiliar with the phrase 10 toes down, that's Gen Z speak for, "I'm not backing down, I'm here, I'm solid, and I'm ready to throw verbal elbows if needed." She didn't stop there. She called the entire parole process a setup, literally, a complete setup from the inside. As in, the game is rigged, the system is shady, and they never had a fair shot to begin with. One could almost hear the Law Order sound effect in the distance. Talia's Instagram story was full of disappointment, but even more full of fiery determination. "We will not stop until they are free," she said, a line that might as well be embroidered on a protest banner or tattooed across her shoulder blade. She also pointed out, quite passionately, that both Erik and Lyle have behaved well for years. "No violence during their time behind bars," she said, "which is the kind of glowing Yelp review you want from prison. Quiet, nonviolent, 5 stars, would recommend." Now let's take a step back. Erik Menendez's parole denial came on August 21, with the board citing a long list of past violations. They said he continued to pose a risk to public safety, which in bureaucratic terms means, "We don't feel comfy with this yet." 1 day later, Lyle sat before the board and got the same answer: denied. The main concern? That he was still showing signs of antisocial personality traits. In other words, he might still be playing mind games. He did show remorse and personal growth, the board admitted, but it wasn't enough. The reaction from the Menendez family? Equal parts devastation and defiance. Talia Menendez, Erik's wife, said the parole hearing was a complete setup, echoing Talia's exact language. She claimed the board had already made up its mind before the hearing even started and dismissed the idea that Erik lacked empathy. She noted that Erik has had a clean record since 2011. With the exception of, again, that now infamous cell phone violation. Even cousin Anna Maria Beralt chimed in, trying to keep spirits high. She reassured supporters that if the brothers continue their positive behavior, they could get another shot, maybe in 18 months. So yes, the door's closed, but not locked. This comes just a few months after a huge development in May 2025. When a California judge re-sentenced the Menendez brothers to 50 years to life, making them eligible for parole for the first time in over 3 decades. Their original sentence had been life without parole, so this was already a big step forward. Since entering prison, both Erik and Lyle have been anything but idle. Erik has worked in hospice programs and launched empathy workshops. Lyle helped create Greenspace, a beautification and sustainability project, and has mentored young inmates. Basically, they've been trying to be model prisoners. Or, depending on who you ask, model citizens behind bars. But according to the Parole Board, it's not just about good behavior anymore. It's about whether they've fundamentally changed, and whether the public could ever feel safe with them outside prison walls. And that brings us back to Talia. Her tone may be emotional, but it's grounded in personal experience. She's lived in the shadow of this story for years. She's seen the media frenzy, the documentaries, the conspiracy theories, the TikTok edits, and now, she's becoming a voice of her own. In her words, this fight is deeper than surface level. It's personal, and she wants the world to know it. She called out critics for feeding off the family's pain. She condemned the media for trashing their names. And she made it crystal clear, she's not here for sympathy, she's here for justice. Her posts gained traction fast, with thousands of comments from supporters and skeptics alike. Some said she was brave. Others said she was blinded by loyalty. And some, predictably, just came for the drama. But love it or hate it, Talia's voice is now part of the narrative, and she's not backing down anytime soon. So where do things go from here? Technically, Erik and Lyle can apply again. Lyle possibly as soon as 18 months from now, Erik potentially after a full 3 years. In the meantime, their legal team is also pushing for a new trial based on recently discovered evidence. And yes, there's still a wildcard in play. The governor of California could step in with clemency or a pardon, though that seems unlikely anytime soon. For now, it's a waiting game. And while the brothers wait behind bars, their family, and especially Talia, is pushing forward with passion, protest, and posts. Whether you agree with them or not, one thing's clear. This case still grips the public imagination. It's not just about what happened in 1989 anymore. It's about how we judge justice, redemption, and the people fighting for second chances. And as long as Talia's holding the mic, this story is far from over.